paralyzed and I couldn't move. And I was like, my ears were ringing and I was like shaking and I couldn't move for like 5 minutes in my bed. I could not fucking like move. And then finally it went away and I was like, that shit was insane. Like that was the craziest dream I've ever had.
But you felt it was good or bad?
I mean, at the time, it felt weird. It felt weird as shit. Like I didn't know, but now, I mean, now it's fine. It's just an experience. You know what I'm saying? But it was interesting to me how like the dream affected my body so strongly. When I woke up, it was like I literally felt like that that I didn't literally think a succubine had took control of me, but whatever that feeling was, that sensation, has still had control over my body.
Hmm, that's interesting. You generally don't like weird things?
No, I like it. I mean, it was cool. I'm not saying I don't really know how to define it. It is what it is. It was what it was.
I always find myself searching for weird things and weird people to hang out with.
I mean, I guess I definitely have that like search as far as like I like weird what maybe some people call like weird music, weird art, weird. I don't know
Yeah,
really know why I like it because of the feelings that it produces, I guess.
yeah, I'm very into surrealism and expressionism.
I think it's kind of weird. It's like I don't know if this is true for all INTPs, but like the way that I feel like I go about things, it's like TI, they always say like TI, you know, the first function, you're always like creating models, you're all detached, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like though I'm always actually trying to stimulate as much FI as I can. Like the bottom, that very last function,
Yeah,
in which TI builds from that stimulation. So like
yeah. I was explaining
all
to my
my
sister,
feelings, I'm constantly feeling
and
actually.
then analyzing.
Yeah, and then but the information is just quickly translated
Yeah,
into
yeah,
a
yeah.
different type of data. But I'm feeling everything super intimately, like extreme in a super raw way because I want to know the truth of things. So or like the truth of experience. So I feel like I have
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
as
yeah,
raw
yeah.
as possible.
I was explaining exactly that to my sister today.
Yeah.
Because she has a lot of trouble organizing her own feelings too. She labels them as weak. She tends to be a very cold person. And I tend to seek feelings, seek experiences, but I immediately start analyzing them and putting them in little boxes.
Yeah.
I actually love to
It's
do that, especially with weed. It's one of the things that helps me stimulate my feelings and get in touch with them.
yeah.
One of the things weed helps me with is to understand how people with other motivations work. How do they need each other so much? Their motivations for work, pleasing family, pleasing friends.
Yeah.
That's one of the things weed has helped me a lot with. That's why I still like it. Maybe when I reach 25, I'll be, I don't do that anymore.
No, I mean I definitely still like I think what it is for me is when I see people and the way that they're acting outwardly and their motivations and their intents and their judgments, you can see all that. So it's like and it's different from mine. So I want to understand that angle. Like what makes you act and judge and your intentions come from that place? What makes you see life and relate to life that way? Like those situations, you know what I mean? Like every situation you can be in a room, the same situation happens, but there's eight different reactions to it or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so you can so it's like what is each angle feeling, and why did they see it that way?
Yeah,
Or
the ways people seek the pleasure is so weird sometimes.
yeah.
Weed has had me feeling like a microbe in a petri dish. That's one of the ways I feel connected to everything. I feel like just you start to zoom out in the universe, and you just one of the little things in the petri dish doing.
Yeah.
Do you generally like science?
Yeah. I To be honest, like, I mean, I like science. I used to read way more about it. Like, I was a physics major for a while in college, so like I was really into it. And then I guess I had some what you could call like spiritual experiences, or like where I got into more some like metaphysical topics, and then my attention really turned towards those heavily. So not that I'm not into science, or like I like all of that. I don't right now I'm not really reading anything or studying anything. But for the past like 3 years, it's been mostly metaphysical studies. All that bookshelf right there is all religious texts. So from every culture. So Buddhism, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, and I've read them all. So like that's all it was for the last like 3 years was that stuff.
What do you think about the Bible?
That's a big question. I like
But
them all.
do
I like
you
all of them.
do you think the Bible is a good book from where to extract moral? It's like a good moral guide.
The Bible as a whole, I don't know. I love every time Jesus speaks. Other than that, I
It's
like some of the stuff the disciples say, and like the rest of it is good. Like is good, but like a lot of it, to me, the biggest time I feel like where the most information is packed in, or like where the most truth is in it, is when Jesus is speaking, not the rest of the Bible, not when like. But I think there are some really good stories and analogies and parables in there that can teach you good lessons. Yes,
But do you think that's the Jesus way speak? I think it was a very submissive way. I hate to see people feeling submissive to anything. It makes me feel sad for humanity. Why do you
I think
do
he
that?
spoke in a really authoritative way in a lot of the time. But I get what you're saying. He also spoke. He put himself in a submissive role, not necessarily submissive. It was. He says he was a servant. I mean, that was his whole thing. He was the ultimate expression of humility.
Yeah,
So
but you can be humble in so many ways. You don't have to feel like a servant to be so submissive.
it wasn't. There's one, but there's different. See, there's like a minute context to perceive it in. So it's like the correct empathizing of context. So it's like you can perceive it as him being a servant, and it's kind of like a servant, like you're putting yourself beneath people, or it's like service, the same service that like if you had an elderly person in your family and they can no longer bathe themselves and you give them a bath, like service as in love, like this person. I think that was where he was talking from all the time, was give service to the people around you. It's become to be the most fulfilled is to be love, and love, a big part of love is service, being things like that. When he washed their feet, and back then in that culture, it was like, like only the servant, only the lowest of the lowest washed people's feet. But this person that all these people regarded as a teacher of wisdom and knowledge, and he changed their lives. He made them feel so good and gave them experiences that blew their minds open, like that they've never had before. And then he got down and started scrubbing their feet. So I'm saying he tried to like show them that don't put yourself on any position. So when I speak from a place of authority, I'm speaking from a place of authority. I'm speaking in truth, not because I am authority. It's because what I'm saying is true, and truth is true. So truth is authority. So, but also at the same time, I can speak with that authority and then also scrub your feet. I can act from any level. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that was kind of what he's
Yeah, I got. But
trying
the
to do.
thing is, I started reading the Bible when I was 19.
Mhm.
At that time, I was a very aggressive atheist. I was always debating people because I started reading the Bible and I thought that it was the science was wrong, the morality was wrong. So I started thinking, why does everyone take this so lightly? It's a very violent book treating people in a very non-respectful way, and it's teaching you lies about the earth and the universe.
Yeah. So like I would agree the Bible as a whole, the whole book, would I say that it's
Oh,
like,
hey, how's it
should you
going?
just bow down? Hey, what's up, Kato?
Hey,
Should you like bow down to it as law or something? Hell no. I would never say that. So like a lot of things you were saying was like you say there's some violence in it, there's certain parts about it that like that's why I said the only parts that I really enjoy about it is every time Jesus speaks in it, I can't find a bad part about it. You know what I'm saying? About what he says.
but the thing is, why would you take as a reference point something that is not completely good, has a lot of bad things, and it's a lot of bad and a lot of wrong things. It's bad from the start.
I get as a point of like from traditional Christians, if that's what you're saying, like so to where they say they just believe this whole book like it's law. Yeah, I think that's retarded.
But
Like that's ridiculous.
why would you cherry pick some parts?
Because if you read anything, I mean, that's how you got to draw truth from the things that are in front of you. You get rid of bad data, you get rid of wrong. So it's like, I mean, like if you're going to read typology descriptions, if you were going to read anything and approach
Yeah,
it with an open mind, you would try and reason out the bad and draw
yeah.
from it what's true.
Even when reading Nietzsche.
Yeah, exactly. I've read Nietzsche. I got a book up there, right there, that I met. I met some person at a cafe that bought me breakfast and gave me that book, so I've been reading it. It's his anti-education book, but it's decent. Like I like some of his ideas, but I'm having to, some of it I don't agree with or like. I think he's got a lot of emotional undertones that he doesn't realize he has.
Yeah, that's very strange because before, when I got interested in what he was, I thought that he was a very logical person, but he had some feelings about things that I don't feel like it should influence what you're writing when you're someone this important.
Tertiary FI, man. I'm joking, but kind of joking.
Aye, man.
We've taken up a lot of this space, so if anybody wants to talk about anything, and are you eating? What are you eating, Audra? You're making me hungry.
Steak.
You're muted. No, you're muted. Unmute yourself and share the goodness.
I think it's got to be a steak.
I'm eating a yummy salad with marinated onions and goat cheese.
I thought it was salad.
I don't know how I got
It's
steak.
delicious. I'm jelly.
You have to go to the brew pub to get the best salad. It's just
The
way
brew
it is.
pub. All right.
Oh,